Welcome to the Bubby Brister Fantasy Football Podcast presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Bubby is at the grocery store, so I'm joined here by Nick today. Nick, you ready to break down week 6?
Let's break it down.
All right, yeah, we'll start at the bottom again. This is a blowout. This is Spawn Hookem versus New Day Co-op. Slade has lost 4 in a row. He falls to 2-4. He got blowed out here, 184 to 116. Josh Jacobs, 37 points, 2 touchdowns. They said he had the flu.
Yeah, he had the flu, but he's Green Bay's offense. Jordan Love is kind of fool's gold right now because he's passing the ball a lot to him and not so much as wide receivers. And we've seen how far that goes.
Yeah, I saw somebody say, "Would you trust Jordan Love in a playoff game?" And I was like, "That's a good point."
Right now, we would not.
Javonte Williams, he finally proved you right a little bit. He only had 29 yards on 13 carries, so he averaged about 2 yards a carry.
Proving me right after I give him his credit is not the way to go. It's not the way to go.
We'll see how he bounces back against the Commanders next week. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he fourth game over 100 yards. He leads all of the NFL with 696 yards. Killing it this year. He is the number 2 ranked receiver.
Yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigma has been really. He's playing a way different than he played last year. Last year, he was more of that slot, short yardage wide receiver. But with Sam Darnold, he's stretching the field out with him, and it's working. It's a great success.
Drake May, 36 points, 3 touchdowns, 261 yards against the Saints. That's what you want to see. Just beat up on bad teams.
Yeah, beat up on bad teams. That's what good teams should do.
He has a little bit of a black hole here. Jacoby Myers, 7, and Njoku, 5, and Khalil Shakur was 6. But his fantasy special teams cleaned up with 52 combined.
Oh, yeah. The special teams is crazy. The Rams the Baltimore Ravens is so bad right now, and they're just rudderless right now. The Rams definitely showed what they could do against them. Boswell, with those field goals, was crazy. And the Bucks had a pretty good, and that score could have been higher if that corner fall down 3 times on a pick 6. It could have been much higher than that.
Slade got 3 touchdowns from Dak for 33 points. Chase Brown just continues to be stuck in the mud. 10 points, like you're lucky you even get that out of him at this point. Kyron Williams, 20 points. But then here's his black hole. Zay Flowers, 8. Adunze, 5. He had a touchdown called back last night on a great catch.
You're right.
Illegal formation wiped that out.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts doing Kyle Pitts things, 4 points.
Yeah, and he picked up. Kyle Pitts is man. I just don't understand. You see the talent, you see the ability. It's not happening. It's just never translated. And I think next year is his 5th-year option, so they're gonna move off Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, he's the 17th ranked tight end. That is abysmal. No CeeDee Lamb, no Kyler Murray. They were both out, and he had to play Trey Tucker in a flex spot. That's never good.
Yeah, Trey Tucker got the most out of his potential. He has second most receiving yards for the fantasy points, I guess, for the Raiders, because Mayer, the tight end, fell into the end zone. So that's something. Geno Smith is just really bad at quarterback right now. But for Slade, he does have CeeDee Lamb coming back next week. So that's going to help him.
Yeah, he needs him. Anything else here?
Nothing else. It's a blowout. It's a straight up blowout.
Jadon Blue is playing for the Cowboys because Sanders is hurt. He had 7 carries for 7 yards so far in the season.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Next up is Renegades of Funk. 3-game winning streak. He is now 3-3 versus Charlie Browntown, also 3-3. This is another blowout, 181 to 122.
Yeah, it's Renegades of Funk doing Renegade Funk things. Started 0-3, and now it's been rifling off these wins. He's just rolling along, and I think the big thing looking at his team is the lack of injuries. Like, his team's healthy. That's the biggest thing to this fantasy year is if your team is healthy, you get some wins. And teams that pick players that got injured, they're in trouble. They're just not doing well. Sam Darnold, 295, 2 touchdowns for 26 points. Jonathan Taylor, 123, a touchdown, absolute offense. He's the fantasy MVP this year right now. He's just consistent.
Yeah, 21 carries.
When you see your guys projected 30 points, that's ESPN says 30 points. You know you got something good here.
Yeah, no misses here. Devontae Adams, only 4 catches, 39 yards for 7 points, but he's going to get a bunch of Puka targets now. I think Puka's going to miss multiple weeks.
Yeah, Puka's probably going to be out until the Rams come back from their bye week.
George Pickens has been killing it. 9 catches, 168 yards, a touchdown. He is going to take a little bit of a hit, though, when CeeDee Lamb comes back.
Right. He's going to come back down to earth a bit. I'm telling you, I was saying I said this to a guy I know, that George Pickens is going to rob a team next year because some team's going to pay him a lot of money to not be good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Then DeAndre Swift had a long touchdown catch last night on a catch and run. Washington decided not to push him out of bounds, which was a fatal mistake.
That's a choice, and he had 100 yards rushing. So DeAndre Swift is showing he is. Is this something we can see week to week? It'd be interesting to see. Tongas for the Niners, 6 catches for 58 yards, 11 points. That's gonna be short lived. With he got Kittle's coming back very soon.
Yeah, Tongas has 42 points in his last 3 weeks. He has 4 double-digit point games out of 6 games so far this season. But yeah, like you said, Kittle's going to come back and neuter that. And then a lot of stuff on his bench. Brian Thomas Jr. is alive and well, 23 points.
Yeah, Brian Thomas is alive and well, but can we trust him? That's the question.
Then he had Kamani Vidal. He was the hot Charger running back. Everyone ran to get Hudson Hatskin, and it turned out to be Vidal. He had 28 points, 18 carries, 124 yards. He had another 3 catches and caught a touchdown.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing with Vidal because Vidal is more of a scat back. So against Miami's worst run defense in the league, apparently. So they just let him do that. It'd be interesting to see what Vidal's stats look like with the Chargers. Well, with the Chargers, but against the Colts next week. So it'd be interesting to see how they use him next week because the Colts aren't going to let that really slide by. So we'll see how that plays out for him.
Trevor Lawrence, 2 touchdowns on the bench, 27 points. So he had quarterback issues, but Darnold seems to have solved them for him. And then to Jones here, Herbert, 27 points, 2 touchdowns. Gente, another good game. He is the 11th ranked running back. He's not letting the Raiders hold him back. He had 23 carries. He's had 58 carries the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders aren't holding him back, but they are holding him back because he could score a lot more. If they ran the offense through him, it'd work out better for Gino and them, but they're not.
Yeah, they might have to. Ladd McConkey, 7 catches, 100 yards, a touchdown, 23 points. Xavier Worthy scored a touchdown. But other than that, Debo was held in check by the Bears, 4 catches, 15 yards. Losing head coach with the Eagles. Who saw that coming?
Right. That's a tough way to start his week, too. Negative 10 points. That was a tough start for him there. He did start the Broncos defense, which helped a little bit in the situation. Judkins was totally shut down by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel is a fucking joke. I don't know how the Browns are rolling him out there. It's not that he's bad. He's okay, but in no world should he be your starting quarterback.
Right. He doesn't. He's very one dimensional. There isn't any type of pizzazz. There's no deep ball. None.
He's 4'5".
There's no deep threat. His bench is really interesting though, because he had Jackson Dart on his bench, Hollywood Brown with 20 points on his bench as well. Keon Coleman, 11 yards. He had 6 or 7 targets. I just don't understand both of those offense at all. At all.
Yeah, it's not working. They traded for Amari Cooper last year. That didn't even help.
No. It's you're going to look at Josh Allen weird. It's just either if you ain't Stephon Diggs, you're just not going to get passes from him at all.
He should be getting McLaurin back, and Aaron Jones, I would imagine, will be back soon, but
he's projected to come back 2 weeks from now.
Okay. He's not going to be the guy though. He's going to be a
Well,
complimentary back.
he's going to be complimentary back. He's definitely going to eat in on Jordan Mason's carries because he'll play third down back.
Next up is the Tampa Bay Punishers for stealing the wins. Another blowout. Punishers 152, Art 103. Art is 2-4. Punishers is 3-3. Just up and down. Punishers lineup. Everybody at double digits. Dobbins only at 8, and then Hunter Henry at 5. But everyone else came through.
Yeah, it was definitely and it was a very light game for Stafford. 181. Trying to find the offense without Puka is going to be an interesting situation for Stafford playing forward. Derrick Henry 21 points. 121. Like I think they're going back to tried and true. They're going to play Tyler Huntley, I would predict, next game. So the offense, the Baltimore Ravens offense should be better.
Yeah, there's going to be firings there soon if they don't get something right. Drake London, huge on Monday night, 10 catches, 158 yards, a touchdown, 31 points.
Ridiculous. Why in the hell did Buffalo allow him to do that? They made Drake London look like a top 3 wide receiver. I don't understand how that works.
His last 2 weeks, he has 56 fantasy points, 18 catches on 26 targets, 268 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Interesting. Very interesting. Waddle 6 for 95. So he's the bright spot for the Dolphins next to A-Chain.
Wan'Dale Robinson, a big week after I shit on him. 6 catches, 84 yards, touchdown, 20 points.
In fairness, Waddell got loose for like one long touchdown, and beyond that, he did nothing.
Good special teams here. 38 points from the Seahawks D, the Seahawks kicker, and the Broncos head coach. They barely beat the Jets. Baker Mayfield sat behind Stafford. That's interesting. I guess the 49ers defense was the
a little bit scarier than Baltimore's defense, right? So, I mean, I could see that. But Hunter Henry starting over Sam Laporte is an interesting pick. Especially Sam Laporte has been on a bit of a tear.
Yeah. That's a tough call every week for him. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. And then Tyrone Tracy, like, this is a 5-alarm fire. He came back healthy, 4 carries, 6 yards. Like, Scadaboo's the guy now, clearly.
Yeah, they're riding the white power.
Should I name the episode White Power?
No, do not do that. Do not.
We might get a whole new set of listeners.
A whole new set of listeners. They're in all jokes aside, yeah, they're riding the Scadaboo right now off Tracy, but Tracy's more of a dynamic running back. It's just, I guess, Scadaboo is bringing energy that I guess that they didn't really have. So I guess you're riding the hot hand.
Yeah, I don't believe that they're going to keep Tracy neutered like this, but obviously he's not going to get the work that you thought in the preseason, but...
Right. It's just, it's interesting because Tracy's definitely your third down back. He's a better blocker than Scadaboo, but I guess it's just that Scadaboo is he brings a jolt of energy that they didn't have, which is interesting because Tracy was on the field for 21 offensive snaps. You know what I mean? And Devin Singletary is still there, and he only had 4. So, but Scadaboo had 49 snaps. So I guess he's making the most of what they're doing.
Yeah, really not much on Art's side. Aaron Rodgers had a nice game, 25 points, 2 touchdowns, 235 yards.
Yeah.
Rashard White filling in for Bucky Irving, 23 points.
Mm-hmm. But he isn't getting anything from Pittman Jr., who should be number 1 on the Colts right now, and it's just not materializing for him. And that's taken that he only had 3 targets last game. So it's questionable what's happening there.
Just the offense running through Jonathan Taylor is just, and they're protecting Daniel Jones. They're not asking him to do too much, and it's working out well, but not for fantasy purposes.
Right. I'm circling Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson at one time was like a top 3 tight end, and now he slid up to 14. He's done nothing last couple weeks.
He had 41 points the first 3 weeks, and he's had 9 the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But there's just a huge black hole here. 1 from Juwan Johnson, 5 from Travion Henderson, 5 from the Packers D, 2 from the kicker. He did have the Chiefs winning head coach, but I guess the only bright spot here, other than Rashard White, who's going to turn back into a pumpkin at some point, is Chris Olave finally broke the 59-yard barrier and almost
Yeah,
had 100 yards.
almost had 100 yards. Yeah, the Saints offense, it only goes so far with that team they have. So I mean, that's the bright spot that Olave is. And people, there's whispers that Olave might be in trading. He might be on the trading block, so he might go somewhere else.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens to that volume then. Like, will he be buried behind a team, behind some receivers while he learns the new offense, or because he's a target monster with the Saints, even though he's not getting many
He is,
yards
and
per
he had,
catch.
and he also, Art also had Justin Jefferson on a bye, um, and that's Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz might turn to a pumpkin now because he has a Q by his name, and JJ McCarthy is slated to come back this week.
The next game is like the game of the week, but it was also like the most depressing game of the week. Both of these teams would have lost to everybody else. They tied each other at 84, an 84 to 84 tie. Brandon, Mile High Salute, lost 2 in a row. Brindle, Lionheart, 5-game winning streak. Um, just Brindle, his life is in shambles, and it bled into his fantasy football team. He left Quentin Johnston in his lineup. He failed to play Dallas Goddard over Brock Bowers when Bowers missed last game, was trending out again. So he lucked himself into Zach Ertz, who scored a touchdown on Monday night to get this tie so he could win with bench points because Goddard, JMO, Dobbs, and Pacheco all had double-digit points on the bench. Pacheco outcarried Kareem Hunt, so I think that's gonna the Kansas City backfield's finally trending in at least one direction.
Yeah,
JMO, he blamed us for him benching him, so apparently state-run media is taking full effect.
you gotta believe. You gotta believe what you're gonna believe.
Yeah, he can't blame us, though, for the Lions head coach losing, the 5-point kicker, the 0 from his defense, the 5 from Ramondre Stevenson. Marvin Harrison is now in trouble. He less concussed. Concussion usually means you're missing the next game.
Yep.
David Montgomery got neutered. Other than McCaffrey and Jalen Hurts, his team didn't do shit.
Right. Very. Montgomery had a touchdown taken back off some bull. Um, Quentin Johnson being knocked out quickly. That's an interesting thing to watch out for. And Ronaldo Stevens, I don't even understand why he starts him because, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he'd be
don't.
a bye week guy for me. I would play Pacheco over him. I would play
Right.
Dobbs over him. I'd play Jama over him.
Yeah. There's other choices you could pit there, so that's an interesting choice doing that. But yeah, he's skated by with the hair of a chin on this win here because man, that starting Lions defense because the Chiefs is a bad choice.
Yeah, he's
Like,
believing his own bullshit with that one.
right, you're like, man, and the Lions head coach on the Chiefs against the Chiefs that you could have sat that coach. You could have sat him.
Yeah, Brandon wisely pulled his head coach. He had the Bills head coach on Monday, and the Bills were upset, but he didn't lose this game because he benched the head coach.
Right. You know what I mean? He made a choice saying like, you gotta stop the bleeding somewhere. He didn't get the game he wanted from Cook, 87 yards. He didn't find the end zone at all. The Bills offense they're in some weird funk right now. I don't understand it at all. Saquon Barkley, I think, is it too soon to say he's a down year now? Is it a down year?
It's, I guess technically, but like,
For where he's
you're obviously
drafted.
disappointed if you drafted him,
Right.
but he's not shitting on himself, and he's not injured, so like you're still getting results. Like he's
Yeah.
not Chase Browning.
True. He started Bills defense, 24 points. They allowed 24 points for only two fantasy points. That's not what you want. Um, T. Higgins, 5 for 62. He has some signs of life. So having the new quarterback there is helping him out because he's going to get some targets now. Because last game he had 8 targets. I mean, it's the most targets he's had all season. So you gotta be happy about that if you're an owner of T. Higgins.
Right. Like if I'm Brandon in terms of disappointment, I'm way more disappointed in T. Higgins this year than I am Saquon Barkley.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'd be disappointed. He drafted Barkley like second or third pick. Like, come on,
Second, correct.
second pick. I'd be disappointed in Saquon because I no, because T Higgins he's always going to be second fiddle. You know, what I mean, there's no way that Saquon's be second fiddle. You know, Cortland Sutton, one catch for 17 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, he does this every once in a while.
Yeah,
He did it in week 2. He had one catch for 6 yards, so but he's been pretty good in all his other games. And then the bench killed him here, losing head coach on the bench. Justice Hill had 10 points on the bench. That's good for him. Tua only 12 points, but
12 points.
he called out his team too, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I had Tua last week and I dropped them, rightfully so.
Yeah, good win for Brindle, even though he didn't deserve it. Next up is Dead Money versus Jordan. 134 to 118. Dead Money had won 3 in a row, I think, and so he evened out here. Caleb Williams, 25 points on Monday. Pollard, 10 points. He got 11 from Gainwell. Jamar Chase, we just talked about Higgins, so there's the signs of life from Chase.
Yeah, so Chase, he had 12 targets for 10. So it'd be an interesting breakdown of Joe Flacco, these targets, where they're going here, because it's just going straight to these two guys only.
I guess they were playing pretty conservative with him from what I was reading, that they just were basically throwing short the whole game, which is not really what Flacco does. So
Right.
it'll probably even out the more comfortable he gets in offense. But Dave's big problem here is Garrett Wilson's injury. He's already
Yeah.
doubtful.
Yeah. So he's already lacking receiver wise already. He might start Travis Hunter next week, probably, or the other receiver for the Titans. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Garrett Wilson, he's gonna be out for a couple weeks, and the way he was angry, he might sit out 3 or 4 weeks. Like, there's no rush to get back.
Yeah, if they're like 0-10 when he comes back, like what's the point there?
Right,
I don't
you're gonna
know. It's a
shut it
long
down.
season.
Like, he has a big contract. He don't care.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, he broke Aaron Rodgers' record by 9 games for the fastest quarterback ever to 300 career touchdown passes. He did this in his 138th start. He's back. 43 points, 4 total touchdowns, 257 yards. He is the number 1 ranked quarterback in fantasy.
I mean, there's nothing else to say there. I mean, the Lions let Patrick Mahomes do that, which is, you watch the Chiefs offense, they're not doing anything amazing. They're doing the same thing they always do, and it works.
Yeah, they're just doing it well again. Achane is the 4th ranked running back. He is coming through big, 36 points, 2 touchdowns, 128 rushing yards, 22 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he's really good. But the Dolphins are a mess. But Puka Nacua, that's going to be impossible to fill.
Yeah, Puka was number one. He's going. I wouldn't say was, because he's not going to be after a while. Number one fantasy wide receiver. I predict Puka's going to be out maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, minimum. Brandon Ayuk has on his bench out. I haven't heard anything about him coming back.
Nothing. There's been no news. They said his estimated return is the 19th. So I mean, I guess that's the end of like because he was on the pup list. So you can only be on the pup for like 8 weeks, and then they have to see if they're you got to either get off the pup list and become an active roster and see if you can play, or you have to be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's gonna have to practice for a couple weeks first too. It looks like Shanahan said he's like loosely targeting week 10, so that's not really gonna help him fill the Puka hole. Tyler Warren, another good game, 6 catches, 68, a touchdown. Kamara, 16 points, only 31 yards rushing on 10 carries, 5 catches for 45.
Yeah, it's hell of a Kamara, man. It's if you're trying to play your way out of a team, this is the way.
But yeah, good win. He's tied with Lionheart, 5-1 atop the standings.
He did that with his fantasy special team, giving him -3 points.
Yeah, that's wild. And then this game is you. You almost lost by 100 points. That's hard to do.
So that takes talent.
Smash Hawk 3-3, 191 to 95. What happened?
His team rolled me. They just, you start with his team, Jaden Daniels, 32 points, 3 touchdowns. 221, 32 points. You can't beat that. Bijan got anything he wanted this past Monday for 170 yards rushing, and he had another 50 yards receiving, 41 points. Scadaboo, right off the bat, Thursday, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns, 36 points. That's tough. You know what I mean? Ted McMillan, 3 for 29 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was wide open. Dallas was not covering him. He had Trey McBride. He found the end zone.
Without Kyler Murray at quarterback, Jacoby Brissett led him into the end zone.
Sure did. Threw the ball up. His fantasy special team gave him 27 points. Yeah, you can't win. You can't win if you see those numbers. You're not going to win that.
Michael Carter found himself in a timeshare this week. Only 9 carries for 34 yards. Bam Knight got some carries for the Cardinals. Steve Mercado left injured. Winning head coach and Cameron Dicker for his fantasy special teams took a 0 from the Browns defense, but like you only scored 15 from your special teams, so he still beat you there. You played Bam Knight. Good play. 16 points with a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm playing anybody who's going to play because right now my team's in a bad spot. I played this past week with Nico Collins and Stroud on a bye. I had to spot fill with Mac Jones, Mac Jones threw a 347, but 2 picks, which is not good. My running backs combined for 10 points combined with Haskins, who was supposed to be starter, but did not start really, and Kendre Miller. Yeah, and then I had Mbuka go down, which is the pain.
He's going to miss 2 to 6 weeks, I think I saw on the report.
2 to 6. I think he'll be back after the bye. Our Bucks bye is in 4 weeks. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So he'll probably be back then. So it's just, yeah. Kendrick Bourne, 5 for 142 for 19 points.
Yeah, that's crazy. He has been very well with Mac Jones, a quarterback. He has 15 catches on 20 targets, 284 receiving yards last 2 weeks. But Juwan Jennings should be, I know he played this week, but he still was banged up. And then Kittle will be back.
And Purcell should be back soon too.
Yeah, Pearsall should be back. But Harold Fannin, I mean, another good week. 7 catches, 81 yards. Dylan Gabriel can't throw the ball more than 5 yards. That's where he hangs out.
That's where he hangs out. So he's playing right in his zone. So, yeah. And then my bench gave me a total of 9 points with Jerry Jeudy with a little bit of signs of life for 543. And he had 13 targets. 13 targets for 5 catches for 43 yards. That's how bad the Browns offense is.
You're getting Rashee Rice back, and then Bucky should be back, and you're getting Nico Collins back. So you'll look better next week. You weren't going to win no matter what you did this week. So sometimes it's better if you're going to get demolished just to have all your guys flatline. So then the odds go up for you next week in terms of, because not everybody can be bad 2 weeks in a row like that.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
Next up is me, right? We're blazing through it this week. So this is the last game.
Yep, that was a close game.
Yeah, I have lost 3 in a row by a combined 34 points. All these have been winnable games. I could be 5-1. I'm beating myself. Heater improves to 4-2. He got the job done. I didn't. I have 30 combined points from my quarterbacks the last 3 weeks. So pre-Lamar's injury, I'm patting myself on the back. I got the number 1 ranked quarterback, and since he's been hurt, 10 from Geno Smith. I didn't think it could get any worse. 6 from Fields. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Oh man, your quarterback situation is so bad the last 2 weeks because Justin Fields 6 points is depressing. Your boy JCM for the Commanders, he came back down to earth a little bit, 61 yards. He had a fumble that was Jaden Daniels' fault.
He fumbled earlier in the game though too, so I think they credited Daniels the fumble. But yeah, I shouldn't be losing these last 2 weeks. I got Rico Dowdle dropped into my lap, who's basically the greatest fantasy running back ever. Like, he's LaDainian Tomlinson the last 2 weeks, and he had 46 points, 183 yards. He caught a touchdown pass. He's 53 carries the last 2 weeks with 7 catches. That's 60 touches in 2 weeks.
And
Um,
there's a potential for a pumpkin mode a bit because Chuba's supposed to come back next week. And if Chuba comes back, in my eyes, Dowdle plays the first 2 round downs, and then Chuba is your third down back. It just
yeah, I had this pot of gold handed to me, and I didn't do anything with it. Stephon Diggs came back down to earth, 3 catches, 28 yards, 5 points. AJ Brown, who I got in the trade, 14 points, which I
not
think
bad.
equaled what Coleman and Evan Ingram did for Jones.
Yeah,
So
not bad.
AJ Brown, signs of life. Yeah, not bad. Mason Taylor, Jason's kid. Fuck him, 1 point, 2 yards. I butchered my tight end situation, I think.
I mean, you could have, I don't know, because you could have started the Theo Johnson, I guess, and got 3 more points your way. So
Yeah,
you
what
could
did
have,
I do?
there was a thing there. You could have, there's opportunity there with Theo. Um, you could have, started Kenneth Walker in your flex and moved St. Brown up the wide receiver for instead of Stephon Diggs. I get why you started Stephon Diggs. He's been really hot the last couple weeks.
If I had done that, I still would have lost by 5. So,
By
uh,
5? Damn.
yeah, because
Yeah.
he only outscored Diggs by 3. Kareem Hunt, like I said earlier, he's looks like he is the official RB2 in Kansas City, so that's gonna hurt
No, I don't
me.
think you would have. I don't. No, you got your math wrong. If you'd have moved St. Brown up on Diggs, whatever, that is a 8-point swing right there. And then you would have.
Walker instead of Diggs, that's only a 3-point swing.
That would have been enough points.
No, because Brown is in the lineup. Brown's not in the lineup.
No, I. That'd been 3, 8. That's 13 points, man. I'm adding 13 points with the way I'm doing it.
No, you're doing it wrong. You're treating it like St. Brown wasn't in my lineup. He was in the lineup. So what you're telling me to do is just if Diggs was the flex and then put Walker in the flex spot, that's only a 3-point difference.
3, 8.
I beat myself again. Ridley's hurt now. I don't know. He sucks.
Really hurts, and I guess they just fired the head coach now. So the team should do something. It literally was a quote this morning, fresh off the press, saying that Cam Ward said, "If the team lets me play like I want to play, then the rest of the league is fucked." I don't understand how
God.
you have not won a single game. You haven't won game 1. No, you won 1 game. Sorry, you beat the Cardinals. They're a terrible team, and you're sitting there and you're like, "Yeah, as soon as I play it where I want to play, y'all can't beat me." I'm like, what?
Yeah, I guess if you're a Titans fan, you like the confidence that your rookie quarterback has himself. At the same time, like that's ludicrous and comical and embarrassing. Like you're an internet troll.
You're selling. Picture of other quarterbacks did that. Baker did that as a Cleveland Brown. Once I can play the way I want to play, man, y'all better watch out. I'm like, what?
Yeah, the Titans are the worst disaster in the league right now. But credit to Heater. He played Goff over Josh Allen. That didn't really make a difference. 1 point. Goff had 24. Allen had 23. Gibbs, Chiefs held in check, 13 points, 66 yards. This was his worst fantasy game of the season.
I'm circling Raiders defense. Really, that's the difference. He started Raiders defense against Tennessee because Tennessee's so bad. You know, 24 points. That's the difference.
Yeah, good point. That is the difference. My defense got a
Yeah,
-2. He got a 24 from his
right.
defense.
You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, your fantasy special teams would have outscored them plain and simple if you played a different defense. The Eagles, not no fault in you, because Eagles against Giants, you're like either gonna get an A game or F game. You just watched the Saints destroy the Giants, so there's no way it should work that way for the Eagles. But apparently, the Eagles team is imploding on itself internally that we don't see.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
Yeah, I dropped the Eagles defense. I was looking at other defenses. I was like, I'll keep the Eagles. They play the Giants 2 of the next 3 weeks, but they're out of here.
Right. Can't trust them.
Not much here. DK Metcalf caught a nice touchdown, 4 catches, 96
Yep.
yards, a touchdown. Keenan Allen is come back down to earth.
Yeah, the Chargers offense is in shambles right now. So it's just everything that there's no deep passes happening right now. Some of the long passes, especially the one Lad McConkey had, was a short pass that actually I was watching the tape on it, and the running back Hassan made like two key blocks. He blocked the person about to sack the quarterback, and then ran and blocked the person who's going to tackle Lad McConkey. Like that's what special teamers do, I guess. They're in this spot
Tucker Kraft was headed for a dud, but he scored late too.
very late. He snuck in there. Ferguson kind of came back down. That's kind of a low stat line for him, especially with that score.
Yeah, 12 points is still pretty good though. He's still the number 1 ranked tight end.
That's his lowest targets he had out of all the weeks this year. He's been at least 6.
Scored a touchdown for the 3rd week in a row. Yeah, that's it for the box scores. Something to Rico Dowdle real quick. He became the first undrafted player since the NFL AFL merger to amass 200 plus yards from scrimmage in consecutive games.
Oh wow, damn. Okay,
That's fun. Yeah. We'll do the player of the week.
all right. So my player of the week is gonna be pretty much. I'm gonna give it to Scadaboo. In my matchup, plain simple, he set the tone for Kendrick's team here to make sure that y'all have to score points this week to destroy this guy, and I got embarrassed.
I am gonna give mine to. I was gonna give it to someone on Lionheart, but I mean, you scored 84 points. You didn't deserve to win. I'll give it to my opponent, Sweetness 34. I'll give it to the Raiders defense. Like what? 24 points for them. They are the 19th ranked defense. They had a -7 last week, a 4, a -3, and a 7 coming into this game.
Yeah, they got after Tennessee. They had 6 sacks. That's a lot of that. That's what helped a lot of that score.
They allowed 40 points in week 5 and only 10 in week 6. They had a pick, 2 fumble recoveries. So, yeah, good play by Heater. It's you got to talk yourself into playing the Raiders defense, and he
Right.
did it.
And you're gonna drop them immediately because they play the Chiefs next week, so you have to drop them immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, to the standings real quick. Lionheart and Jordan still ahead of everybody. Jordan has a 94% playoff percentage. Lionheart has a 92% playoff percentage. They're both 5-1. Sweetness 34, 4-2. Then we got 6 teams at 3-3 and 5 teams at 2-4. See anything there worth talking about? Slade has lost 4 in a row. That's tough. I've lost 3 in a row. Brandon has lost 2 in a row.
It's that it's really interesting because these teams at 3-3, it could go one way or another because you're looking at their chances. Like other than Renegade, who is sitting there at 70%, I guess because they base off the team what they look like right now, and then at the bottom of that, you have Dead Money at 26% chance of the playoff. So there are little predictions there they're playing there.
Yeah. It's still kind of too jumbled to declare anybody dead. You're the Hall of Famer this week.
Yes. So I have a Hall of Famer this week. Let's see. Hall of Famer this week. He is a former Bronco. All right. Former Bronco. Drafted 95 in the 6th round. 196 player overall. He had a very short career. So as I say that, you know exactly who this is. You know. But he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl 32. He's most valuable player in NFL 98. He's a 2-time offensive player from 96 and 98. 3-time All Pro. 3-time Pro Bowler from 96 to 98. NFL rushing leader in 98. 2-time NFL rushing leader in 97 98. He's part of the All 90s All Decade team. And he's in the Broncos Ring of Fame. He ended his career with 7,607 yards. And that's 60 touchdowns. No other than Mr. Terrell Davis. The reason why they salute in Denver, he's the reason why.
Yeah, he's the logo for Brandon's Mile High Salute team. Yeah, Davis is forgotten. He was so good. The injuries wrecked his career, but
I mean, you're talking about a guy that burns so bright because you're talking about he started his first 4 years over 1,000 yards rushing, and he exploded in '98, 2,000 yards rushing, 21 touchdowns. It's crazy, and just what he holds NFL record wise. Most rushing touchdowns single postseason with 8 of them. Only NFL player with 2,000 yards rushing and 20 touchdowns in a single season. First 2,000-yard rusher in the Super Bowl in the same season. Highest career yards per postseason game, 142 yards a game,
His
which is
career was
crazy.
over essentially after his 26-year-old season. But even in 2001, his final season at 29, he only played 8 games. He still had 700 rushing yards on 167 attempts.
That's serviceable in our NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. Great career. He did a lot with like not much. So like he's still a television analyst despite only having like, a 3-year career, 4-year career.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that shows how respected he is in NFL, So it's quite impressive. He had 3 games with 3 touchdowns scored in a career in 3 seasons. And can you name the 3 other Denver Broncos to ever do that? They have 3 touchdowns scored in a single game in his career in 3 seasons.
What is it? 3 touchdowns in a single game?
Yes, as a Denver Bronco running back.
Tony Dorsett.
No.
Oh, he was there at the end of his career. He was a Cowboy. Clinton Portis,
Correct.
Mike Anderson.
All right.
There's one more.
Yes, there's one more.
Is it from the Shanahan era?
He might be pre, because I don't really know this guy myself.
Sammy Winder?
Incorrect. It's John Keyworth.
Oh, I would have never got that.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like I'd be really impressed if you got that. I'm like, whoa. It's like my man is in the zone.
Yeah, I'll look him up. So we're done. Anything else? Any parting shots? Congratulations to Terrell Davis on his Hall of Fame induction.
Congratulations! So you get an actual golden jacket. You won't get a plaque, sir. You'll get an actual golden jacket. Welcome to the studio here. It's just tough. We have to just especially with a 14-person league that we're in. This our waivers is dead essentially. There's nothing there anymore. So we have to just really keep making smarter moves. And like I said, it's the battle of attrition. Just me looking at what our standings look like. The number 1 team in the league. If you look at his roster, there isn't a lot of outs or Qs or anything like that. His team's been healthy majority of the year. Now he got hit with the Puka situation, so he had to figure that out. But then if you look at Lionheart, same thing. He has to deal with the Quentin Johnson and Marvin Harris situation. But prior to that, his entire team healthy, very healthy team.
Yeah. So good point. I guess if any of us are going to make a move, it's going to be with these Nakua, Harrison, and Johnson injuries. Which one's worse, the combo of Harrison and Johnson going down, or Puka, who,
Puka, because Puka would score exactly what they would score. Like Quentin Johnson will give you occasional boom, but he's been coming back down to earth slowly but surely. And Marvin Harrison kind of just flowing, and especially now with Kyler out.
It might be better with Kyler out.
Was a team they're better with Kyler out, but like the offensive wise, it's not going to work as well for Marvin Harrison Jr. But Puka he's been electric, right? He was electric, getting 10, 11 targets a game. He was the Rams' offense essentially.
Yeah, I was going to say this. The Rams offense is kind of built like an NBA team where it's like a big 3. It's just not including the quarterback, Williams, Stafford, and Williams, Puka, and Devontae Adams, who has been kind of quiet.
But his presence is enough to keep Puka one-on-one matchups.
I think we're gonna find out how many steps he lost recently.
Right. We're gonna see if he still got it.
Like, he was on the Raiders and the Jets, so he kind of got a pass in terms of like how far is this guy fallen, and we're gonna find out now with Puka out. Either
Yeah,
he is just like an average receiver now, or he still has some magic
yeah,
left
that's
in the
definitely
tank.
yeah. We're gonna see is it a Randy Moss situation where Randy went to the Patriots and you saw him just explode again. He has the ability to do that still, or is it
Is it gonna
just
be Randy Moss in his second stint with the Vikings, and then?
oh that was bad.
All right, yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back for week 7. Take it
Yeah,
easy.
good luck, y'all.